Okay, YouTubers, the latest incredible nonsense being promulgated in conspiracy groups and so forth seems to be the position taken by I think, Dr. Cowen or something. I think he got his degree from a Steiner-run university, Rudolph Steiner thing, which means it's about worth what the paper is printed on, and that's not much more. Now, the idea is that viruses are the fragment products of disease cells, and basically they don't exist, at least not in the sense that they are viewed as being an independent disease-causing thing. Well, Steiner was one of Madame Blavatsky's people and developed his own system. And he was, struck me as rather creepy. But anyway, I forget most of what his anthroposophy system was about. And I think there were one or two halfway decent farming notions, which he probably did not originate at all, but picked up from some people somewhere that followed older agricultural methods. But anyway, he was an occultist, and part of the New Age thing, though his name's less often heard in that connection, or less often heard at all. Anyway, it's quite possible that he was clairvoyant, and describing viruses as the fragments of diseased cells sounds like somebody saw part of the process, but did not understand what he was seeing. And this is highly possible, that he saw the process, but didn't see all of it, didn't see the initial viral intrusions from outside the body, didn't understand what was going on. Because a virus goes into a cell, and then it proceeds to breed like a rabbit born pregnant, until these other viruses that it has produced rupture the cell, and then they go on to infect other cells and do the same thing over again. Wash, rinse, and repeat. Sure, he might have seen something that looked like it was the fragments of a diseased cell coming out. Those are the viruses that have been reproduced in the cell until it burst, like the xenomorph bursting out of the human host in Alien. But that's all it was. These were not the products of the cell. These are the invaders who use the cell as a host to breed in and reproduce in and burst out and go to other cells. That's what viruses do. They're like barely on the edge of being living creatures. So, now the thing about any COVID-19 or any coronavirus vaccine, it won't work reliably, any more than the flu vaccine works reliably, and for the same reason. There are many, many strains, and there are, they keep mutating. So it's a waste of time to get it. Absolute waste of time. And might even be dangerous. Because since the body starts the cytokine storms on the second infection usually, because the immune system already primed by the first infection to recognize it goes on overdrive and then kills the patient instead of the infection, I am suspicious that any vaccine will be interpreted by the body as the first infection, and the first actual infection that it's supposed to prevent will be reacted to in a way that can kill the person who has the vaccine in them. That's just a suspicion of mine. So, anyway, for what it's worth, don't listen to these crazy people who think there are no such things as viruses. Sure, there's a bunch of liars and stuff out there in government and elsewhere. But everybody who comes to you claiming to be a whistleblower or to have the truth while everybody's lying to you and so on is not necessarily a truth teller. In fact, that's one of the best ways to con somebody is to persuade them that you've got the right facts and this other source is unreliable. Now, maybe the other source is unreliable, but it will have proved itself unreliable. And In this case, we're talking about something that has a serious separate background history, photographed by electron microscope and things of this nature. Now, the possibility that the 5G and even lower frequencies may pre-prime the body to be infected is another matter entirely, that it may weaken resistance, that it may make cells more permeable. Yeah, that's something to look at, but that is not the same thing as either causing the virus or so diseasing the cells that they spontaneously produce the virus. And if this were true, well, then you wouldn't have trackable disease viral patterns that can be tracked back to some patient zero. You wouldn't have all these. You'd have a lot more people producing more viruses instead of just something that infects other people. The idea that it's simply a spontaneous production is ridiculous. What it is most likely is something that was comparatively harmless and mutated into something much more dangerous, and then its history starts from there. But its real history goes back to previous forms of it that were not dangerous.